Okay, because I feel it's probably unnecessary, but absolutely necessary to chronicle this whole adventure going to the Freethought Convention down in Lexington. Heck, I just like recording stuff. But I look like crap, and I'm really tired because I'm on like 2 hours of sleep.
Now, what you guys don't know is that the day before I worked a 16-hour shift, then went to a friend of mine's bachelor party till 4 in the morning. It is now 6. I've had 2 hours of sleep, I'm completely exhausted, and I'm going to a Freethought convention that's going to last from 8 a.m. till 7:30 p.m.
We're leaving from Louisville, Kentucky. It's 6:30 in the morning, and I'm really tired. And yeah, we're leaving. I'm going outside right now to meet my buddy Brandon, who's actually right there. At least I hope that's him. I haven't seen his car before. Anyway, Brandon?
Yeah?
Say hello to the camera.
Hi.
He's not, he looks silhouetted. He's actually a good looking guy though. Hang on.
Oh, thank you. Is this a video diary?
This will be... Where do I drive? This will be the chronicles of our adventure on the way to the Freethought Convention. And there.
I thought you were going to sleep most of the way.
I am, but this is not that part. Alright, so it's time for a video update. We've almost arrived. We are still navigating, as it were. So yeah, make a right turn here. We're heading to the University of Kentucky for the Freethought Convention?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Do we have any other fancy names for it? The KFC?
Kentucky Freethought Society, I think.
And here's Brandon. Say hello, Brandon.
Hello.
Because we could not see him earlier. It's been a lovely drive. I did not get any sleep. I still look like shit. I'm still really tired.
We feel like shit.
See, that's the thing. When atheists get to... We're both militant atheists, which means there was a lot of very heavy intellectual discussions that happened in the car. And more are going to be had, I'm sure.
And we're looking forward to having the discussions.
Yes. So this should be awesome. Looking forward to it. And I guess we'll check it again when we get there. Alright, so this... Hang on, I can't... Oh, there we go. Now we're both sort of in the footage. So we just parked here at the University of Kentucky. It's a lovely campus. And we don't know... where we are or what we're gonna do. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh, look, a map. Oh, maps are useful. Yeah, let's go look at that. All right, so we are here. Grand Ballroom. Watch it be like 8 miles away. So far, using science, we have found that it's not on this map.
Yeah.
It's over here. Not there. So obviously we've parked like, what is this? I don't know how long is this? Was the giant red ring around? Is that a mile? I don't know. There's not even a legend.
What an awful map.
All right, we've moved probably a good, I don't know, 400 yards in a direction, and we need to find another one of those useless tiny maps. Like the adventurers. I thought I saw a map a ways back. No, it was a mirage. It was a mirage. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know. This is like this building looks promising. Maybe it's the Gillis building. I don't know if that has to do with anything else.
Man, we're all protesters. It's made it easier. We're just protesting like it should be.
Actually, if there aren't protesters, I'm going to be disappointed because, you know, you're right. If they were here, it'd make things a lot easier on us. Maybe they can't find it. Maybe we're all lost. Maybe nobody knows where... Okay, here we go. Another map.
Main building.
Hey, we're on Administration Drive. I thought we were going to...
Student Center.
Oh, so we need to go across the main... So that way?
That way.
That way, I guess? All right, so this way.
It's a master position that way.
I feel like science is being talked about a little bit too much, but just to show that it's okay, I have my I Love Science shirt on, which, you know, I just had to wear. I had to. Well, we found registration with the help from this lovely woman.
Are you a video blogger?
I am. Well, I do a bit of everything, really. I kind of do lots of things, so it's just sort of happening. So.
I did that for a little bit when I went to Germany, but it mostly was me like looking like an idiot on camera. So.
That's okay. You get used once you accept that you're always going to look like an idiot on camera. It's a lot easier.
It becomes like a character trait that people adore. You don't want to be a smart person on camera. You want to be an idiot. That's what people look for. I think you do a great job.
I appreciate it. I think. Is that a compliment? I don't know. Anyway, we made it. So we're at our table now. I'm sitting next to Mary, and we have Barb over here. They didn't agree to be on camera.
I agree now.
Yeah. Yes. We have verbal agreements. But the rest of the group actually was a pretty good turnout. So we've got.
What about you, Barb? You okay being on camera?
I have nothing to hide. I'm out.
So we've got a pretty good group of people. I guess you're going to have more people who are going to be funneling in over time.
So at this point in time, we've had two speakers. We've had James Krupa, who talked about evolution, education, and why good teaching matters. He was mostly speaking to terms of evolution needing to be in schools, why it's important, how it affects us every day. A lot of people don't think about it, but evolution affects us every day, especially things like evolutionary medicine. We are able to predict where changes in biology are heading due to evolution. It's one of the basic building blocks. Excellent. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time to capture everyone on camera. I had left my charger and extra batteries, so I wasn't able to capture everything, so I'm having to do these little interjections. But, you do what you can. The next we had Edward Kagan. Edward Kagan really talked about Camp Quest, and it's basically like a summer camp, where it's okay not to believe in God. That is perfectly all right. One of the most interesting things I learned from this is how they have been effectively kicked out of state after state, county after county, by religious organizations who just don't want them around. Even from the fact that they're not pushing their beliefs or their thoughts on anyone else. They just want a camp where it's okay for kids to come and seriously not believe in God. And they've just been pushed out everywhere, which is a real shame. It's just a really good thing. I'm thinking about volunteering there. I'll put a link here to their website so you can check it out yourself if you're interested. But they're doing some amazing things there. Edward Kagan, amazing man. I'm so glad I got to meet him. And next we have Seth Andrews. Seth was one of the biggest draws for me to this. I've been listening to the Thinking Atheist podcast for many years now, and I just really wanted to meet him. I was hoping, crossed my fingers, to have a beer. It didn't happen, but maybe another time. But here's an excerpt I have from Seth's presentation.
Like the Bible stories I was taught to raise as fact. In fact, I wish Ken Ham would have contacted me because I could have helped him frame some of these Bible stories that they're teaching to children in a way that's much more brief and I think much more effective. A floating space deity creates a dirt man and a rib woman in a special garden filled with penguins and T-Rexes before a talking snake tells them to eat a forbidden fruit from an enchanted tree. When they get caught, the very next impulse they have is to cover up their genitals. Factually, that's correct.
All right, so it's here. It's after the. We're at what? Halftime? Is this like the halftime show? No, it's like dinner.
It's only been 4. We still got like another 6 hours.
Still have what?
6 hours.
Oh yeah. Oh God, it seems like wow. That's gonna be.
God, who knew that atheists
wow.
so much stuff?
Who knew we talked so much? Wow, it's like church. You just can't get away from it.
Only I'm actually interested in it. God, I'm paying attention.
Excuse me. I can't remember your name because I'm a horrible person.
Rebecca.
It's far away and it's super tight. Well, it's
Sean.
There you go. Can you direct us?
You are less like you're more like a superhero, and you're more like Dr. Who.
Okay, so we got kind of interrupted last time when we were doing this.
It was for a good reason, a good cause.
Yeah, we had to get directions to basically get to
It was hot.
We were getting directions to find a place to eat, Brandon. Directions.
I'm being honest.
So we got help to where we needed to go. And went there and ate, had huge burgers and fries. Good place called, was it?
Tally-Ho's.
Tally-Ho, or Tally-Ho's, whatever. Tally-Ho's here in Lexington. It was really good. I enjoyed it. I recommend. A little pricey, but still really good. We're heading back to the convention now. It's about, what, 2 o'clock?
Yep.
Okay, so who do we have coming up next?
Gretchen Mann. Getting proselytizing at military induction centers.
Oh.
I have no idea what that means.
Oh, that means they're proselytizing, like, for religions and shit.
I want to be a God warrior. and don God armor.
A warrior for God. And you're gonna do those the warrior for God pajamas that we saw earlier in Seth Andrews.
Yeah, that was awesome. Sorry.
So there's okay. Who do we have after that? What's next?
And then after that is one more thing, and then we got the panel of preachers.
Yeah, there's going to be a panel of ex-pastors here. That should be really interesting.
The next speaker was Gretchen Mann. She was talking about military proselytizing in induction centers. Now this one here hit a little closer to home for me, being that I have a younger brother trying to get into the Air Force. Now it was through the actions of atheist groups that I'm affiliated with that we actually ended proselytizing in these induction centers. And that's mostly what this presentation was about. Here's a short excerpt.
For example, let's start with the Air Force. In 2005, Air Force Lieutenant General John Rosa Jr. admitted that the campus at the prestigious Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, Colorado, was so permeated with evangelical proselytizing that it would take years to rid the institution of religious intolerance.
Next to talk was Annalise Fonza, who is actually going to be part of the former minister panels coming up next. And judging by what I just said, you can come to the conclusion that yes, she is a former minister. She wanted to talk about why it's important that ex-pastors should speak up for atheism rather than hiding in the shadows. Here's a short excerpt of her answering one of my questions specifically. This question basically revolved around why in African American groups are atheism rates so low compared to other groups.
This person seems to be a future editor. In your opinion, why are rates of atheism so low in African communities, despite slavery, for example, being endorsed by the Bible?
Well, I mean, I think I spoke to some of that with what I said there at the end. Religion, in particular religion amongst African Americans, is more than just a spiritual, has more than just a spiritual function, a very social function, a political function. So it is difficult for many African Americans to think of leaving, to think of abandoning. Seth spoke earlier about some of the ostracization, the abandonment that comes, and many black folk know this. Particularly if it's, for example, a black lesbian woman who's coming out as atheist, already she's probably facing a lot of what I call it backlash or even violence from her family. And so just as we talk about clergy needing time, needing to come out in their own way, I think that's the case has to be similar, and the understanding similar for those who are African American who are afraid to come out because of, again, their personhood being threatened. Because we're talking about a group of people in the United States who have just begun to achieve some stability in terms of housing, at least, again, being present on campuses, in teaching positions or what have you. So it's going to take a lot of time with that, and coming out then is something that's seen as a very political act. Yeah.
The pastor panel was next, and as you can see from the photo above, or right in front of you, that I have blurred out their faces. Now the reason why is because some of these pastors have actually not even come out to their former parishes, or even to many of their good friends. It's hard for people to realize how hard it is for a pastor to suddenly come out as an atheist. If you think about it, a lot of these people have dedicated their whole lives to this profession. They have families they need to take care of, and people trust them. Coming out as an atheist would lose these people many of their friends, hurt their families, and would leave them in financial positions completely unviable, basically homeless. To tell you the truth, I feel sorry for them. They go through so much and have dedicated their whole lives to something that they no longer believe in. And that's a very hard thing to go through. At least one of these pastors has been with the parish for over 27 years. 27. And you just think about that for a minute. Closing out the convention was Will Gervais, and I hope I'm saying that right. But he was going to talk about the varieties of non-religious experience, what psychological science can teach us about religious disbelief. And one of the main things I took away from this presentation was A, people do not trust us atheists. Not at all. People actually on a scale trust rapists more than they trust atheists. And this is mostly due to people not knowing atheists. People think that just because we don't feel like there's someone watching us 24/7, that we are innately evil or wrong or bad. Now, this is, of course, not the case. But it was interesting and kind of sad to see. And it just goes to show why it is so hard for people to come out as an atheist. To simply say, I don't believe there's a God. On a good note, when testing the way atheists think compared to those who are religious, they've come to show that there are two halves of your brain, essentially. You have the instant response side, which is kind of like your fight or flight. Now, of course, this is very basic, and Will Gervais would go on and on, I'm sure, about how I'm explaining this the wrong way, but I'm going to do the best I can. And then you have the analytical side of the brain, which thinks more. The simple truth is, atheists use the thinking side of their brain more often. Whether this is because they are atheists, or the reason why they became atheists, who knows? Or maybe that's buried in his research. As honestly, even though I promised him I'd read it, I haven't quite gotten around to it yet.
Okay, so the Freethought Convention is finally over. It's about, what, 7-ish?
It's almost 7:30.
7:30. Okay, so...
we learned a lot.
We did, actually. Do we know where we're going? Actually, the truth is we're kind of walking away from the Freethought Convention, and we have no idea where we parked. It's somewhere in this general vicinity. Yeah, pretty much. And we really are just going to kind of wing it. So,
wish us luck.
Maybe we'll make it back. Maybe we won't.
We're tag underneath 1 week later. They were not found, but this tape was.
Until next time.
Now, of course, on the drive home, I pretty much passed out instantly and ended up sleeping until way into the afternoon of the next day. I had a blast. I had a really good time. I learned a lot. And I just want to take a moment to thank everyone who helped put all of this together. All of the speakers, all of the planners, thank you so much. And in order to show my thanks, I hope I can embarrass you a little bit by showing these images while your photos are being taken. Hope you don't take it the wrong way. On a side note, I hope that if you've gotten anything from this video, it's that atheists are people too. We like to go out, have fun, spend time with our friends and family, and live our lives, just like anyone else.
I wonder how these people go through their daily lives. I know that guy's a rapist, but that guy over there, I don't know much about him, so he's obviously worse. I mean, how do these people go throughout their day? Just like walk through the park and everyone's like murderers to them? Is that how the rest of the world works?
You gotta give one of these guys a ride. One of them's a known rapist, the other one's a known atheist.
And then obviously they put the rapist in my car.
I'll take the chance with him.
I know, right? It's just completely illogical.
You know, I was thinking.
Are you embarrassed yet? Is this embarrassing?
No, not at all.
Is that so weird?
I'm perfectly okay with that.
So, I probably shouldn't be recording out in the middle of the street. I'm sure that's safe.
We'll catch our final moments. We'll be okay.
Yeah. Am I really supposed to know what that is?
Use your super eyes.
I have super eyes. I wear contacts. I have the exact opposite of super eyes. They're super shit. We need to spread our really shitty genes
to prove they're not that shitty.
We can't prove that.